Hello, today we're going to look at example worksheet 4.10, evaluating the purchase of land. So, one of the biggest purchases we'll ever make is probably going to be our home, or in an example or the situation where we're farming, it's going to be the purchase of land. Land is obviously a big ticket item. It obviously has a lot of value. It is a renewable resource, it lasts forever if we take care of it, and it is a wonderful thing. Certainly helps us build equity if we can get obtain land and get it paid for. So what we're going to look at in this example here today is a farm in which is 80 acres total, 35 acres of corn and 32 acres of soybeans, and of course that's going to differ from year to year, but we're just coming up with an average. That would be 67 acres out of that total, and then we have another 6 acres of CRP. So 73 acres total tillable out of that 80 acres. What I have listed for you here is a budget. It shows seed, herbicide, fertilizer expenses, machinery expenses for both corn, grain, and soybeans. And from there we have total cost without land, by the way, without land, of those corn and bean acres. And what we're going to do today is determine the economic value of land and the cash flow analysis of land. And I had the math done here, but I'm going to explain where the math came from, and so this should help you to complete the assignment. We got to remember the production is 165 bushel per acre corn at $3.85 a bushel, and soybean production is 45 bushels per acre at $8.50 a bushel. And then we have a CRP income we don't want to forget about. That's 6 acres at $244 an acre. Okay, so first problem, determine the economic value of the land. I want to find the total and the per acre value. We use an expected rate of return or cost of capital. We can arbitrarily choose this, but I choose a cost of capital at 4%. Another way of looking at it is an interest rate. And then we're going to divide the total value by 80 acres to obtain a per acre value. So that's pretty common sense. But anyway, so let's look at the corn analysis. We have a total income of $635.25, and that came from the 165 bushel per acre times $3.85 a bushel. We subtract our costs without land, again the machinery, seed, feed, fertilizer, etc. That's $522. So the income minus the expense equals an income of $113.25. We had 35 acres of corn, so we multiply the 113.25 by 35 acres to get a grand total income of $3,963.75. Now on to the soybeans. Same thing, we're going to take the bushels times price to get total income, subtract the total cost to get a net income of $173.50 per acre, times 32 acres gives us a total soybean income of $5,552. We have to add in the CRP income now of the 6 acres times $244 per acre for a grand total of $1,464. So to figure out the total farm income, we add the corn, the soybeans, and the CRP to get a grand total of $10,979.75. So figure out the total farm value. What you do is take the annual return divided by the rate of return, or the cost of capital. And remember that was from here 4%. So annual return divided by rate of return, $10,979.75 divided by 4% gives us a total farm value of $274,552. $493.75. We take that total value per acre value and divide it by the total number of acres, 80 acres, to get a value per acre of $3,431.17. Now, let's look at the economic analysis of this land. In other words, can we pay for it? Does it cash flow? If this land is for sale at $3,000 an acre, and does it cash flow if 75% of the purchase price is borrowed at a rate of 6%? So yeah, we used a 4% cost of capital rate here. But let's say we have to borrow the money at 6% for 25 years. Okay, well, we take the total cost of the farm, 80 acres times $3,000 an acre. That's $240,000 total price. Times 75% gives us $180,000 borrowed. We take the amount borrowed times the chart number, which we've learned about in previous units. That was the 6%, 25 years. That amortization factor off that chart is 0.07823. In other words, an annual payment of $14,081.40. Well, we just figured our total net income on this farm above right there. Here's our total income is here, our annual payments here. We can't make the payment. The land does not cash flow. In that case, we would have to come up with a payment or income somewhere else to help us to make this payment. So that's it. That is determining the economic analysis of the land via cash flow, and then also the economic value of the land. So as you can see, sometimes there's economic value that might actually be higher than the cash flow value. But that's why we see land values that are above actual cash flow values. And obviously we have to also figure in, if we wanted to really get computing more costs, we would increase the value of the land too, and that's where this rate of return of 4% comes in. We're figuring a rate of return of 4%. So anyway, I hope this makes sense to you. This should help you to complete the actual assignment 4.10. And as always, if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to give me a call or drop me an email or stop by my office, and I will do my very best to answer any and all of your questions. Thanks a lot for your time, and have a good luck on the assignment.